You get homework help. Blah, blah. Welcome to homework help. You should be on page 316 and 317. Let's get started right away. Look at these shapes. Ooh. Each of the figures below have a line drawn across it. Mark with a star the shapes that can be folded into matching parts when folded across a dashed line. That means if you folded it across these lines that you see, that they would be the same. That would be the same on both sides. Is this side the same as this side? It sure is. Is this side the same as this side? Well, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Because the rectangle doesn't have all equal sides, it's not quite symmetrical. You know, I know that this thing is kind of like this half, but upside down, but that's not quite what symmetry is. Symmetry means boom, boom, the same. Like from one point to the other. This boom, boom is not the same. It's like the fat bottoms on the fat parts on the bottom, and then over here the fat parts on top. So no, rectangle doesn't quite work. The circle works because a circle is so perfect no matter how you turn it that it has symmetry as long as it goes through the middle. And this triangle right here, look at it. Does this part look the same as that part? If they don't look the same, then no symmetry. Symmetry is all about looking the same on both sides. You don't have to trace the square and cut it out. That's just annoying. Just answer the question. Do the two parts match exactly? Well, the two parts of the square, yes, they do match exactly. They are the same. What other shapes are divided into matching parts by the dashed lines? Well, the square, obviously, but also this isosceles triangle. Not the other triangle, but the isosceles triangle. The one that has two even sides like that. The rectangle doesn't quite fit the way the line is drawn on it. Let me erase some ink real fast. If it wasn't diagonal like that, like if it just went straight across, or straight across that way, then it would be fine. But since the line through it is like a diagonal mess, the rectangle's no good. The circle's good no matter what, because circles are just perfect little shapes, as long as it goes through the middle. So the triangle and the circle. So the isosceles triangle and the circle. Now trace and cut out the rectangle. You don't have to do that. But I do want you to ask the question. When you fold the dashed lines, the two parts match exactly. Why or why not? So look at the rectangle. If we folded on this dotted line right here, would the two parts be the same? The answer is no. No, because the line can't be diagonal on a rectangle. What other shapes are divided into parts that do not match? The scalene triangle. The scalene triangle. The scalene triangle. Describe what matching parts look like and what matching parts that don't match look like. Such a weird question. Basically, they need to be exactly the same. Exactly the same. Look at number 1 towards the bottom on 317. Describe a shape in your classroom that it has at least one line of symmetry. So you can think about things that are the same on both sides. You know what we're going to think about right now? We're going to think about the smartboard. Think about the smartboard. It's got a speaker on both sides. It's got a big rectangular screen. So let's pretend this is the screen of the smartboard. We can draw a line of symmetry if we go right down the middle. We could also draw a line of symmetry if we go right across the middle. So the smartboard is like a rectangle. There are lines of symmetry. And then we're going to draw a little arrow to our picture, because that shows what we're talking about. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for homework tonight. It's not a bad introduction to symmetry. Just remember the one sneaky thing. See this rectangle right here? Remember this. Its lines of symmetry are up and down and across, not diagonal. They're not diagonal because when you look at one side of the line and the other side of the line, they have to be exactly the same. And then you have shapes like this. Oh my goodness, look at that guy. He has no lines of symmetry because he's like a sloppy mess. It doesn't matter where you draw a line. Like, the two sides won't be the same. This one's a little bit lower, this one's a little bit higher. Forget about it. The best shapes for lines of symmetry are perfect squares. Yeah, they're the best. And circles too. All right, thanks for doing your homework with me. It wasn't that hard tonight. It'll get a little more advanced next time. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.